Hi, this is Nanette Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, October 18th, 2021. Looking at precipitation over the past 7 and 14 days, we have seen relatively a normal amount of precipitation across the area. You can see much of the eastern, I'd say 2/3 of the Great Basin is at or even a little above normal as far as precipitation. We continue to see drier conditions across the western and southern part of the Great Basin. Satellite this morning shows a large upper low making its way through the Great Basin. That will bring us some pretty interesting weather over the next few days. So looking at today, on that image on the left, you can see the upper low centered directly over the Great Basin. With that, we are looking at good ventilation indices across almost the entire area. With that in place, we will have some gusty winds this afternoon. You can see those transport winds on the left expected to be in the 25 to 35 mile an hour range with some higher gusts across central and southern Utah. Mixing heights are also in the good to excellent category this afternoon. As we move into Tuesday, that upper low makes its way off to the east, and we begin to see high pressure building across the area. You can see a decrease in ventilation indices expected tomorrow as we see more stable air move into the area. Transport winds will be much lighter tomorrow, and those mixing heights will also decrease. As we move into Wednesday, we begin to see the influence of another upper low. It'll be off the eastern Pacific on Wednesday, but as that makes its way through the Great Basin, that will bring another round of unsettled weather later this week. Ventilation indices will mainly be in the Port Affair category on Wednesday. The only exception to that is across portions of western Nevada. We don't have the transport wind and mixing heights available for Wednesday, but we would expect to see the strongest winds across western Nevada ahead of that upper low. Over the next 3 days, the Utah Forecast Clearing Index shows excellent mixing across the entire area today, with that trending downwards through Tuesday. Over the next 3 days, we will see precipitation across much of Nevada, Utah, and the eastern portion of Idaho. Moving into Thursday, we begin to see the upper low continue to move eastward across the eastern Pacific. Looking at Port Affair ventilation indices across pretty much the entire area on Thursday. Moving into Friday, we'll start to see some improvement across the western part of the Great Basin as winds pick up ahead of the approaching upper low. And moving into Saturday, continuing to see that trend with the best ventilation indices across the western portion of the Great Basin. And finally on Sunday, continuing to see some improvement across much of the area as we would expect winds to pick up across the Great Basin. In the 4 to 5 day period, the focus of precipitation shifts north into Idaho and far northern Nevada. Finally, in the 8 to 14 day outlook, the Climate Prediction Center is calling for above normal precipitation across pretty much the entire Great Basin, with near normal temperatures for all but Utah. So that's it. If there are any questions, please feel free to contact us. Our information is on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thanks.